One of the most important figures connected to this story was Arthur Shores, a civil rights attorney in Birmingham. Shores fought legal battles against segregation, and his own home was bombed more than once. His house became a target because he was not just living in that neighborhood, he was helping challenge the system that tried to keep black people out of equal housing, equal schools, and equal rights. That is what makes Dynamite Hill different from a simple crime story. This was political violence. This was intimidation. This was a campaign to stop change at the front door. And it tells us something important about the civil rights movement. A lot of people remember the marches, they remember the speeches, they remember the church bombing, they remember the fire hoses and police dogs. But before history becomes a famous photograph, it is usually lived quietly by ordinary families. A mother putting children to bed, a father checking the windows at night, neighbors listening for cars slowing down outside, families wondering if tonight would be their turn. Dynamite Hill was not just about one explosion, it was about the pressure of living under threat and refusing to leave anyway. That kind of courage does not always look dramatic. Sometimes courage looks like staying in your house. Sometimes courage looks like sending your children to school the next morning. Sometimes courage looks like sweeping up broken glass and refusing to be moved. That is why this neighborhood deserves to be remembered. Because Dynamite Hill shows that segregation was not only enforced in courtrooms or city halls, it was enforced on porches, on sidewalks, on bedroom windows, on streets where families were trying to sleep. And still, those families stayed. Birmingham would later become known around the country as Birmingham because of repeated racist bombings during the civil rights era. But Dynamite Hill was one of the places where that name became personal. It was not just a nickname for the city, it was the lived reality of a neighborhood. The people behind the bombings wanted fear to do what the law could no longer fully do. They wanted black families to move out. They wanted white control to remain untouched. They wanted the old boundaries respected. But every family that stayed weakened the power of that fear. Every rebuilt wall was a statement. Every night survived was resistance. Every child raised there carried the memory of what America looked like when equality came too close to someone else's doorstep. And that is the hidden power of Dynamite Hill. It was not only a place of terror, it was a place of resistance. Because the bombers did not get what they wanted. They damaged homes, they shattered windows, they traumatized families, but they did not erase the neighborhood. They did not erase the people. They did not erase the story. Today, when people talk about Birmingham, they usually focus on major civil rights events that made national headlines. But Dynamite Hill tells a different side of that same story.